Welcome back to Backyard Gridiron Talk. I'm Madison.
I'm Frank.
What a crazy week of football. A lot of injuries. Steelers suck. No. In all seriousness, Browns played very well.
Yeah.
Matt Canada is Matt Canada. Mitch is Mitch. Tomlin's not going to do anything about it. Same story, different year. But go ahead, talk about your Browns because there's nothing to talk about.
Yeah, the Browns are finally doing. It's hard to explain. Not really. They have a quarterback that doesn't turn the ball over, and that's pretty much all we need with our offensive line, Nick Chubb. And he's making great plays. He found Amari Cooper for a touchdown. Njoku had a breakout game. Nick Chubb did what Nick Chubb does. Even Mike Tomlin addressed it. I watched the post-game interviews and everything, and he goes, Nick Chubb's really good, and when you can't stop him, you're not going to stop them. And he's right. It starts with Nick Chubb. That's what our offense should have always been focused on. He's one of the best backs in the game. He's elusive. He's hard to tackle. He reads the field so well. He had 130 yards rushing or something, and 111 of them were after contact or something. It was ridiculous. And then Brissett made plays when he needed to. Our defense played pretty well. You guys look good in the first half. You went right down the field twice. You had the lead at halftime because we missed an extra point. Cade York.
Jet sweeps to Claypool for 1 yard.
Cade York, get your field goal shit together. But hey, if you're gonna hit 68 yard or whatever, 58 yarders, maybe we go for 2. I don't know. We'll talk about that at a later point. Nonetheless, they made adjustments in the second half. You guys only scored 3 points. And we played well overall. We lost Anthony Walker Jr. for the season, unfortunately. He tore his quad, and then a Steelers lineman said, I'm going to belly flop on you for no reason. The man was on the ground defenseless.
Don't understand that.
So that happened. And JOK got hurt and missed, I think, the second half of that game, but he's day-to-day. I think with a shoulder injury. I'm not sure. But yeah, other than that, we came out relatively healthy. Myles Garrett did unfortunately get in a car accident yesterday. He was driving home from practice, and a deer came out in front. He tried to swerve to avoid it and overcorrected himself. His vehicle flipped multiple times, but him and his passenger, his longtime girlfriend, walked away relatively unharmed. No life-threatening injuries, and they were let go from the hospital last night, so hopefully he will be back soon, and thankfully there was no serious injuries there for anybody involved. So, we look forward to Atlanta next week. You guys play the Jets. So, like you said, you think they're going to lose. I mean, the Jets.
I don't.
I know.
I'm just saying that.
You're angry because
That's not
of
an official pick.
I know. You're just angry because of the performance, but you guys can beat the Jets.
I'm just afraid,
we'll just see what happens.
Defense is nothing without Watt, and that's clear through 2 games of not having him. 4 more to go, pretty much.
Yeah.
And our offense is not good, even if we had friggin' Tom Brady. Our offense with Matt Canada is just a freaking joke. And the guy's an idiot. Tomlin's not going to do anything about it because that's not the Steeler way. But sometimes you got to sway away from the Steeler way. I wasn't trying to rhyme, but to fire him now. The guy's awful. The players want him gone, and why keep a guy if everyone wants him gone? They can only do what the plays are called. So, Mitch didn't have many good throws, but honestly, I think in a better offensive scheme, it might be a little different. So, just it is what it is.
Do you think it's time for Pickett?
No.
You guys have a tough schedule after the Jets, so
I'll be able to tell more. So, but right now it's time for a new offensive coordinator.
Okay.
Anyway, there were some more surprises this week, though.
Yeah.
Freaking Jacksonville beat the shit out of the Chargers, 38-10.
Yeah, that defense looks like it's for real.
See,
Lawrence is playing
Trevor
very
Lawrence,
well.
Watch out.
Yeah.
Peyton Manning 2.0 is here.
Right. Look what he is without Urban Meyer. No, just kidding.
No, seriously.
But he looks like he has a good feel for what's going on out there, and that defense is good. The defense was good last year. The defense beat Buffalo 9-3 or something last year. The defense has always been pretty solid.
Meyer.
Yeah, I don't know if he was still there, but
no, he was.
Was he still there?
I remember.
hilarious. Nonetheless, like the defense has been pretty good. So if their offense can find ways to score like they did against the Chargers, then hey, look out! The division. Oh, the Colts were the other surprise.
Yeah.
They beat Kansas City.
Kansas City.
That game was kind of that game kind of got a little. Basically, Kansas City had them stopped, and I can't remember their defense. Chris Jones was like, "Hey, yeah, man, Ryan, you ice cold or something." Like he wasn't anything aggressive, and the refs saw him talking. He said, "I'm gonna throw a flag," and they kept that drive alive. They ended up going down and scoring a touchdown. Yeah. The Chiefs had their opportunities. You know, Travis Kelce dropped a tutty. But, you know, the Colts hung on, came back, surprised a lot of people. Yeah. And so they're 1-1 now.
Yeah.
Jacksonville's 2-1. 2-1. And then the Titans are as well. Yeah, they're 1-2.
Division decide to win.
And Houston, yeah, but they played well against the Bears. Like we don't know what
in a lot of their
they haven't. They're not as a pushover as we might thought. Davis Mills is out there doing his thing.
No team really has been a pushover.
No,
not a single team. They've all been competitive.
Yeah, so I mean that division's might be fun to watch. Like Jacksonville was definitely the surprise. Did you have them making the playoffs or
no?
No,
not at all.
I couldn't remember.
I was giving them one more year.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, that's good for them. You know,
yeah, I like Trevor Lawrence. So.
You like to see cities that haven't won. At least I do succeed.
Yeah.
Like
if it's not my team, I'd rather see a team that hasn't won.
If they're out there, maybe they finally got their shit together in Duval, and they'll stop fucking around. And they got rid of Urban Meyer, like me and you said last year. That was I'm an Ohio State fan. I knew that was a terrible hire. Like, come on, you got to be smarter than that. And thankfully, they're on the right track there.
Yeah, that was pathetic. But another surprising team, Miami, beat Buffalo. Didn't think Buffalo would even friggin' lose, and Miami's out here being legit.
Yeah,
now they're in sole possession of the AFC East.
I mean, that Miami Heat definitely, I think, played a factor.
No, the basketball team didn't play a factor.
That's not what I meant. I meant the atmosphere. But, like, I never noticed that the visiting team is in the sun the whole game, and the home team's in the shade, which obviously home field advantage, but, like, you could tell that the Buffalo team was cramping up there at the end, but they had opportunities. They were in the red zone.
They were in the field goal range at the end, just couldn't get it snapped.
Yeah.
And then
well, McKenzie couldn't get out of bounds. Like, you're running that crossing route. Get out of bounds.
Yeah.
Like,
their offensive coordinator was pretty
Ken Dorsey went nuts.
Ballistic in the
former Browns QB. Things. He's on the jersey. Dorsey, baby. Back in the early days.
Already.
But, yeah, Miami pulled through. A lot of speculation that Tua took a hit, and he came up a little wobbly right before that first half ended. Then he came back in, and everyone was like, "Oh, what's that?" And they said it was a back injury, so not a concussion.
Didn't look like but
I mean, he fell. Like, I only saw the slow. Like, I didn't see it live, so you kind of see it in slow motion. And he falls on his back first, but his head does hit the turf. Yeah. I didn't see the initial impact. It was just like a little wobbly. But I mean, I don't know. Sometimes you get up too quick and you're lightheaded. Like, if he got cleared, he got cleared. And like, he came out and made plays in the second half. So like, if you have a concussion and you're the quarterback, usually it's noticeable. You're not out there making high impact plays. So I'm gonna go with their medical staff, and he seems fine. And they play this Thursday night against the Bengals.
Should be a good one.
Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime. Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit.
Yeah, gotta love Kirk.
That duo. Not starting to. I've always have, but they haven't been a duo until this year.
Correct.
Some injury news: David Montgomery and Dalvin Cook are considered day to day. Rashawn Slater, the talented young offensive lineman for the Chargers, out for the season. Sterling Shepard tore his ACL in last night's game. And then Swift is hurt for Detroit. I don't think it's going to be long term.
Also, the Bills' defense. They lost Micah Hyde for the season. Their other safety, I'm pretty sure, went on IR. They lost a couple corners. So, like, the Bills, who we both were, like, Super Bowl favorites, and don't get me wrong, that offense is still that offense.
Oh, yeah.
But that defense was a big part of it, and they're slowly starting, like, that secondary's going to be a brand new secondary. So, they're not as invincible as they were, let's say, week one.
I agree.
And it just makes it fun. Like, the AFC is going to be the AFC. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of good talent in the AFC. So,
that's for sure.
When it comes to the playoffs, I think the matchups in the AFC are going to be so much better than the NFC, and we'll see that. And we'll get to experience a good playoffs.
Yeah,
hopefully. So I know it's only been 3 weeks, but
Right.
you could tell already how
Yeah, it's
evenly
very
matched the
competitive.
whole league is.
Very competitive, that's for sure. I
It's gonna really come down to coaching,
Yeah.
and that's like on the Steelers, you have the coach. You don't have the talent right now, but like it's not like you can't turn it around soon.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
you have the coach.
Yeah, it's just my biggest worry. We need TJ Watt back. I think
Yeah.
that's the biggest.
I mean-
because we have yet to win since he's been drafted and hasn't played.
Yeah.
Even one snap in the game, we haven't won.
Yeah.
So I think it's 0-6 or 0-7 now. So
Yeah.
hopefully, we change that trend next week or this week. So without further ado, the picks this week both had bad weeks. I went 6-10. Frank went 7-9. So he won this week.
Hey.
Overall standings, I'm 24-22-1. Frank's 22-24-1. So 2 games back. So we'll start off
Yes.
week 1 Thursday night. The Dolphins and the Bengals. Who
Yes.
you got?
This game is down in Cincinnati. I'm gonna take the Dolphins. I mean, their defense. It's tough because Cincinnati's at home, and their defense just played like 60 snaps against the Bills. So if there's a game where the Bengals could win, it would be this one. But I mean, I just think Tyreek Hill's gonna have a game, and they're gonna. I think it's gonna be a shootout.
Yeah.
Let's say.
I definitely
less
can
words.
see that as well. Bengals coming off a win. Granted, it's against the Jets, but gives them some sort of momentum. I would say, especially going into a home game against a team that's 3-0.
Thursday night home game, home team.
I
It's
think
hard
it's
not to
big
pick
for
them.
Joe Burrow. Bengals are going to come out to play. That's why I'm picking the Bengals. It's going to be a shootout though.
No, for sure.
Next game.
Next game, we're going down to London, France. London, England. What am I saying?
France.
London, France.
This guy.
I know this guy. I'm a Browns fan.
I didn't
No.
invite him.
London, England. We got the Saints and the Vikings.
Oof.
Saints had a
I'm taking the
horrible performance
Vikings.
last week.
I'm taking the Vikings. Saints offense, I don't trust.
And the Vikings had a nice comeback win against the Lions. I'm going to take the Vikings as well. The Saints got 0 blitzed and just let it happen multiple times last week. And like, if you're not going to make adjustments, you're not going to win in this league. So I'm taking the Vikings. Next, we have the Browns at the Falcons. I'm taking the Browns. I think they'll just continue to have the same success running the ball. Jacoby not turning it over. Our defense playing well. Miles might not be there, but like we're playing the Falcons, so hopefully we'll take advantage of the fact that we're playing the Falcons, and we'll find a way to win. And Nick Chubb will just continue to do what Nick Chubb does.
They're in Atlanta, right?
Correct.
All right. So the Browns have been playing very well, but the Falcons really haven't been like terrible. They've been in their games. Marcus Mariota, that offense could pop off with Patterson and Mariota and Drake London. And, Cleveland, this could be a trap game for them. They better watch out because they're – I'm just saying, being in Atlanta –
Who are we looking ahead to? New England?
I'm just saying it could be a trap game. Everyone lives high off their victory and then plays down to a lesser opponent. That's all I'm saying. You shake your head. You pick Pittsburgh against bad teams all the time. So I'm just saying this is a game they got to watch out for. That's all I'm saying.
You usually don't play down on an opponent when you don't have an inferior opponent coming up. That's all I'm saying.
But also,
Play down.
what?
It doesn't make sense to me.
All right, that's fine.
It's week 4. How do you know? Like, then
I
just my opinion is I don't think they're going into the.
You get so mad
because
when I say something negative about the.
I'm getting mad because I don't think this team's gonna go into an arena and look down on a team 4 weeks into the season. That's not their mentality. That's all I'm saying.
Los Angeles Rams very well.
Yeah.
And the Rams are better than Cleveland, and they went into Los Angeles and played them very well.
Were they better than Cleveland week 2 when they looked like shit week 1?
No, but overall as a team, I think they are.
Well, okay.
With that being said, I'm taking the Falcons.
That's fine. I just don't like. I don't have a problem with taking the Falcons, but I don't understand how you could think their mentality is they might be looking down on the Falcons. You know nothing about the team.
It's one of those games because they come off an emotional loss to the Jets, where they shouldn't have lost that game.
Yeah.
They
beat
4
the
days
Steelers.
later they come out and beat their bitter division opponent.
Yeah. And then they have a mini bye to prepare for the Falcons.
And the Falcons, they're 1-2, but they're not a bad 1-2 as we all thought.
All I'm saying is Stefanski doesn't have the mindset of the Falcons are 1-2. They have the mindset of this team is really good. What do we have to do to beat them?
But what we have learned about this league so far this season is any team can win on any given Sunday.
I'm not disagreeing with that.
Freaking Jacksonville won 38-10.
I'm not disagreeing with that.
Jacksonville shut out the Colts, but the Colts...
We could lose to the Falcons. We're not going to lose to them because we're looking down on them. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, that's fine.
That's all I'm saying.
But I'm just thinking any given team can win any given Sunday. I guess that's what I should have started off with, and that's my upset for the week.
Okay. 1 o'clock game, which shouldn't be a 1 o'clock game. It's a shame it's a 1 o'clock game. Bills versus Ravens in Baltimore.
Buffalo.
You're taking Buffalo. I'm taking Baltimore. Like I said, Buffalo's defense has been weakened. Lamar's on an MVP type season. I think it's going to be another shootout, and Baltimore's at home, so that's why I'm taking them.
I agree, but I'm taking Buffalo just due to the fact that I don't see them losing 2 straight. I know, it's Baltimore.
It's a toss-up. I mean, it should be a great game. I'm pissed that it's on at 1 o'clock.
It shouldn't be.
It should be at least a CBS game of the week. But then next we have the Commies versus the Cowboys.
For once,
you take Dallas.
Because Cooper Rush is 3-0 as a starter. Commanders freaking suck.
Yeah.
That's one team that is shit. is the Commanders. I mean, they're just...
Yeah, they did not look good last week.
They beat Jacksonville week 1, but then Jacksonville was like, you know what, screw this. Let's shut out the Colts. Let's beat the shit out of the Chargers because we lost this commie team.
No, I mean, that's fair. I'm not saying the Commies are good because I don't think they're good either. The Eagles do have a really good defense. The Eagles shut down Minnesota too. The Eagles have a really good defense. That's all I'm saying. I'm not taking them. I know. I'm taking Dallas because Micah Parsons is a beast, and that defense is
Cooper Rush is exceedingly better than Dak Prescott.
Well, and
I'm just kidding.
But if you think about it,
quarterback competition.
If you think about it, you're not necessarily like I feel like with Cooper Rush playing, their playbook's open a little bit more because they're not just like, all right, Dak, go make a play.
Yep.
They're like, all right, let's run our offense and let's run the ball.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
You know what I mean? And that defense is giving them great field position too. Because the defense is playing nuts.
Stats should have been even better yesterday.
Yeah.
CeeDee Lamb had that wide open drop touchdown, which screwed my FanDuel team. But that's another story.
But yeah, I'm also taking the Cowboys. That defense is legit.
Micah Parsons. Picking Dallas this year.
Micah Parsons is a beast. So I'm also taking the Cowboys. Next, we have Seattle traveling to Detroit in Ford Field. Detroit's 4.5-point favorites in this game.
Detroit's losing this game, just due to the fact they play well at home. Seattle's not all that great. Detroit has looked good. They're 1-2, but they're going to keep the momentum going. I'm around St. Brown. Hopefully he plays. That's another injury, but hopefully he plays because I need him to. I'm taking Detroit.
Yeah, I'm also taking Detroit. They could easily be 2-1. I mean, they were in the Philly game, but there's no disrespect to losing to Philly.
Against Philly.
Yeah, 38-35, I think that score was. It was high.
It was 35-31.
Whatever. They came back, though. They were down in the game, they came back. And they had the lead last week, and they just couldn't hold on. First time in all year they didn't score a touchdown in the fourth quarter. The team's still young.
Teams in the league.
Yeah, and they're still learning. I'm going to go with Detroit because I feel like they want to win, whereas Seattle, not that they don't, but like, what's Seattle playing for? They're not going to win. That division's too good. So we're both going Detroit there. Next game, Los Angeles Chargers going to Houston. Chargers coming off an embarrassing game.
And the Chargers lost in Houston last year.
They did. They did. Justin Herbert did not not play well at all. Texans are 0-2-1.
They were pathetic last year. And that ruined the Chargers' playoff hopes pretty much with that game.
Yeah, it did.
With that being said,
who you taking? I'm still trying to figure it out.
I'm taking the Chargers.
You're taking the Chargers?
They're not going to lose 2 crap.
I mean, you would hope not, but the Texans.
Then again, Jacksonville, I can't get.
The Texans came out and played well. I mean, they lost to the Bears by a touchdown late in the game. But like you said, the Chargers really going to lose. It's hard to pick against them. I'm going to pick the Chargers too, and if they lose this game,
they might be in Dallas mode.
If they lose this game, the Browns could beat them. If they lose to the Texans. They play them the next week.
Browns could beat them. But Browns would beat them.
I mean, I'm just saying. I don't know.
At that point, I'm just picking Atlanta this week because I have a feeling.
No, I get
I'm
that.
not saying Browns right now could beat the freaking Chargers.
I don't know. We'll see. All right, next we got Titans and Colts. Who this is like? I don't even want to pick this game. Can I pick tie? I pick tie.
Each have looked equally good in games and equally horrible.
Yeah.
Where is it?
It is in Indy, so
I'm taking the Colts.
Indy's just 3 points
That's the only
favorites.
difference.
Yeah. Fuck. I'm gonna take the Titans.
Okay.
I need to catch up in the standings, and like I really don't know. Like the Colts kind of got lucky last week, but like they won, so like, it is what it is. It's the NFL. But yeah, I'm gonna go Titans.
Yeah.
Next we have.
Either way, they were competitive against the Chiefs.
No. I mean, they were competitive. They were competitive for sure. Next, we have the 2-1 Bears going to the 2-1 Giants. I'm going to take the Bears. Giants are coming off a short week. They didn't look that great last night.
Yeah, and that disappointed me. I was hoping the Giants would start 3-0.
Yeah.
But they looked. I wouldn't say they looked like the normal Giants because the Cowboys' defense is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's. I don't think their season's over by any means.
These
but
are 2-1 teams that you really
like,
expect to be.
At the end of the day, I'm going. I mean, you can look at it this way. I'm going Justin Fields over Daniel Jones, but Saquon had a really good game last night.
But
is that Bears defense going to be able to hold them up?
The Bears offense overall, I would say, has a slight edge.
Yeah.
And defense, I think the Bears is the way to go. Giants, it'll be a close game, but I think Chicago finds a way.
Okay. Next, we have the 2-1 Jags going to the undefeated Philadelphia Eagles. The Jags, I think, could be a low-scoring game. Both really good defenses. I'm taking the Eagles. They're at home. And I love what they're doing right now. But I wouldn't be surprised if Jacksonville somehow snuck this one out. That defense is good.
Jacksonville has been surprising us. I really do want to take Jacksonville. Doug Peterson wants to take down Philadelphia. I know he does.
Yeah, for sure.
But
sure.
The Eagles just look so good. They do. No disrespect to what Jacksonville's been doing, but I got to take Philadelphia here.
That's fair. And if Jacksonville wins, this is a perfect game right here.
Yeah.
If you go into Philly and beat a team this caliber.
I mean, it's not hard to go into Los Angeles and beat the Chargers. But, I mean, you blew out the Chargers. If you can come into Philadelphia and win, you have me convinced.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
for sure.
Get it done.
You become division favorites if you go into Philly and win. 100%.
Absolutely.
All right, we got the New York Jets Jets going to your Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh, 3.5-point favorite. Who are you taking?
Yeah, so I picked the Jets last week against the Bengals. That was a mistake. Also picked the Steelers against the Browns. In hindsight, that was a mistake. So I think we can't win without T.J. Watt. We haven't. But Zach Wilson's coming back.
Is he going to play this game?
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
You're still favored.
And I feel like right now, I still feel like Joe Flacco is the better quarterback on that team until
we've seen otherwise. I would agree.
Yeah.
I mean, he played well enough.
Zach Wilson's just not. I mean, we can't tell. I can't say anything.
Was Saleh there when they drafted him?
Yeah.
He was. I mean, he's their QB then. They're going to play him.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just saying, like, I don't know what to expect from Zach Wilson. I mean, he shows spurts of greatness. Not greatness, but, like, decency. But then he has a bunch of mental errors.
Yeah. We can only hope he learned, and, I mean...
I just for the sake of not starting 1-3, I'm taking Pittsburgh. I'm not very confident in it at all because, first of all, Steelers are a team to, no matter who they have next week, they play down to bad teams, and who's to say it's not going to be more of the same? And we still have Matt Canada.
Yeah.
It has yet to be fired. So,
I was at the Jets-Browns game, and obviously Jets came back. We all know that shit. We don't even talk about that part. What I will talk about is I watched the whole game, and the Jets literally ran the same plays the whole time. So I think your defense is good enough to make adjustments, and I think your offense is good enough to where, like, the Jets' defense isn't all that. I mean, you could score on the Jets' defense. So I think your offense will figure it out. I think Najee will have a good game. I'm picking the Steelers. Next, we have the Arizona Cardinals traveling down to Carolina and Baker Mayfield's Panthers. Both teams are 1-2.
Yeah,
Panthers favored, 1.5-point favorites.
That
at home
is wild.
What? That's very surprising.
I don't like that at all.
That does not make me want to take the Cardinals, but Baker Mayfield has not played that well.
No, Panthers haven't looked great. They beat New Orleans last week, but everyone.
I mean, their defense is solid. I mean, we put up a lot of. What was the final score of that game? 23, whatever. We didn't put up a ton of points, but we put up enough to win. Like,
I don't know. This is. I'm taking the Cardinals. I don't.
I'm also taking the Cardinals. I think
I don't know about that.
I think Kyler is better than Jameis. Kyler.
No, Jameis Baker.
No, Jameis played the Panthers last week. I'm going off of that.
I
know what you mean, though.
I mean,
like when it comes to defensive wise, like I think Kyler can read a defense better. He'll be able to make those adjustments against that defense. And if the Cardinals are who the Cardinals think they are, you just gave your fucking coach and your QB a huge extension, and your GM huge extensions in the offseason. If you think you're a real team, you should not be fucking underdogs going to Carolina. They haven't done shit all year, bro. All year.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they had a nice win Sunday, but Baker didn't do anything. It was CMC. And if you can't come up with a game plan, if you think you're Super Bowl contenders, you're beating the Panthers. And if you don't, then me and you have been right the whole time. We need to get a paycheck from somebody. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, absolutely.
Next, we have the Pats without Mac Jones because Calais Campbell was dirty and landed on his knee, on his ankle so bad.
I would say easiest.
It's in Green Bay. Green Bay's 10-point favorites.
Easiest pick.
It's the CBS game of the week. Are you kidding me? I have to watch this instead of Lamar and Josh. CBS. Tom Brady ain't on the Patriots anymore.
Fix it.
Get out of here. I'm so disappointed in you, CBS. Unless it's Broncos Raiders, but still, I don't want to watch Russ try to cook again. I watched them on fucking Sunday Night Football. They got 11 points.
Ooh.
CBS, do better. I'm disappointed. Very disappointed in you, CBS. But yeah, Packers, obviously. Brian Hoyer, I love you. You're from here. You ain't beating the Packers. The defense is pretty good.
Dream on.
And Aaron Rodgers, you ain't outplaying Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay.
Aaron Rodgers just beat Tom Brady.
Right.
Who the hell? He's not going to come back and lose to Brian Hoyer.
Right, exactly. Next, we have Broncos in Vegas. Vegas, 2.5-point favorites. They're 0-3 against the Broncos, who were 2-1, should be 3-0. Haven't looked like they should be 3-0. But like, my lord, like he didn't. The only time Russ cooked was when they took him on that game-winning drive down the field.
Only time.
Only time. They punted the ball like 20 times in that game between both teams. I don't even know. Like, I picked the Raiders to win this division. They're 0-3. They've been in close game. Well, the first.
Chiefs aren't good.
They lost to the Colts.
Touche.
That Broncos defense has looked so good. I guess I'm picking the Broncos, so I don't want to, because Russ has been so like that off. Nathaniel Hackett's been disappointing, I should say.
Yeah, I mean,
like
they did hire an advisor to...
3 weeks into his fucking career.
I know, but...
My God, why did they ask this guy any questions during his interview?
After picking the Broncos, I'm taking the Raiders. They're going to figure it out and get their first win of the year.
The only reason I'm taking the Broncos is that defense is so good. And
but Ross ain't cooking.
I know. Maybe they will. Maybe he found something at the end of that game.
Devontae Adams, sorry. So,
that might be true.
I'm taking the Raiders.
All right, Sunday Night Football. We have the Kansas City Chiefs.
Kansas
Shitty.
I don't even think you did it.
I didn't. I really didn't. Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers down in Tampa. Kansas City, 2-point favorites on the road. Tommy on prime time.
Go Chiefs.
Taking the Chiefs.
They're not going to lose again.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like the same theory you have with Buffalo. Like, there's no way.
It's weird
hard
to see them
lose
two in a row.
I would agree.
And Tampa Bay, I can see more losing 2 in a row.
Yeah.
Because they have Green Bay and then Kansas City.
Right.
Not like Buffalo. Well, Miami, I can't give shit for it. I mean, Buffalo had a tough, Miami.
Miami's a division game, yeah.
But Chiefs just came off a loss to the Colts. You know they're going to be pissed.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to bet against Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes coming off a loss. I don't want to bet against Tom Brady coming off a loss either. They're in Tampa. It's Sunday night.
But that offense really hasn't looked.
I know Mike Evans missed last week, though. I think he'll be back this week.
The Saints game just
I mean, yeah, the Saints always play them well, though.
I know they do, but they haven't shown me.
I get that.
They're this Tom Brady elite offense yet. And Kansas City, yeah, they only scored 17 points last week, but the other 2 games, they showed me why they're elite.
No, I would agree. I think it's going to be a great game. I'm going to take Tampa, just try to get back in the standings, kind of like I did last week when I took Green Bay.
We got a lot of different games.
And it worked out for me. I think it's going to be come down to the last possession. But that's me believing that, Mike Evans back, Tampa will be better than they were last week. We'll see. And then on Monday Night Football, we have the LA Rams visiting the San Francisco 49ers. Jimmy G pulling a Dan Orlovsky running into the back of the end zone last week. They lose that game to the Broncos 11-10. He did not look well. Did not play well.
Should have won that game.
Their defense has been playing very well. And then you got the Rams. San Francisco's at home, 2.5-point favorites. The Rams 2-1. It's a tough game. Who are you thinking?
I'm taking the Rams.
You're taking the Rams?
I don't. I gotta see more.
Yeah.
I think Jimmy G's gonna play better.
Jimmy G had a bad game.
Yeah, I think he's gonna play better this week since this is pretty much his first reps of the year.
Yeah.
But I'm just taking the Rams. I won't quite say it's a toss-up, just because the Rams are better on paper.
Right.
I really don't like this game, so I'm taking the Rams.
No, that's fair. Like when you think about this game, you have a couple things. The Rams, defending Super Bowl champs, their defense is really good, and like you said, they are better on paper. San Francisco's defense is also top 5 defense in the league, in my opinion. San Francisco's at home. It really is going to come down to if Jimmy G is going to play like he fucking played last week, or if he's going to not turn the ball over, let the running game and Debo and George Kittle like easy passes and put this team in position to win. They'll be in the game because of their defense. It's a toss-up. I'm going to take San Francisco at home on Monday night. I know that their fan base is wild. It'll be a great game. It's a division game. I'm taking the home team. 2 great defenses. We'll see what happens.
It should be another exciting week. A little note about college football. That's been exciting, too.
Yeah.
Kent State put up a fight against Georgia on Saturday.
A little bit.
And,
Ohio State took care of business against Wisconsin.
Ohio State 4-0.
Penn State beat Central Michigan.
Yeah.
My cousin went to the game.
Could have been better.
Well, I mean,
we got Northwestern this week.
That should be a
bye
dub.
week, and then at the Big House against Michigan.
Yeah. Oh, I'm rooting for you. Go.
Hell yeah.
Go Lions.
Yep, we are.
Penn State. There you go. I'll do it.
All right.
OH. I can't get it. I understand.
Who do you play?
I don't even know. I'm not worried until we play. Our big games are always Penn State.
At the end of the year, OH.
I know. Thank you.
Go.
Well,
because everyone hates Michigan.
Right. Well, I mean, our big games are always Penn State, Michigan, Wisconsin, but Wisconsin's
dog shit.
But like, as an Ohio State fan, you usually think Wisconsin's good.
Yep.
So like Penn State always plays us hard. So that's a big game. And obviously Michigan end of the year.
We are your most competitive game every year in the Big Ten.
Recently, yes, I would agree with that.
We don't get blown out by y'all.
No, I feel like it's like almost like Browns Steelers type. Like we're right so close to each other,
A little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, exciting times. With that being said, make sure you tune in next week.
Yeah.
Hopefully, most of our picks are right. We picked a lot of different games because the NFL is
It's that crazy.
unpredictable.
It's that crazy.
I mean, I picked the Falcons, and I'm probably going to regret it. But I picked the Jets last week, regretted that. So, you gotta be ballsy, and that's what I'm doing here. So
yeah, I would agree. Good luck to all your teams out there. Enjoy week 4 of the NFL season. We need these Dolphins to come out firing. Tyreek Hill go off. I just got you in a fantasy football trade. Neither of us want the Bengals to ever win.
Nope.
So, enjoy week 4 of the NFL. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.